Nick.
Hello, Ronnie. How are you?
I'm okay, and you?
Yeah, yeah. Bellissimo.
Bellissimo. No, allora io voglio dirvi una cosa. Dunque, Nick Rhodes, se io metto il nome di Rick Rhodes, non è Nick Rhodes, ma è questo. Why Satan?
Where the hell has that come up? That's, you see, what happens when you allow people to type in their names of who's waiting. Um,
Questo dice accade quando tu permetti alla gente di scrivere i nomi. Allora, prima di tutto, Nick Rhodes sta per andare con i Duran Duran in un tournée, arriverà anche in Italia e sarà in Italia, praticamente i Duran Duran saranno in Italia il 15 e 16 a Roma al Circo Massimo, il 15 prima dei Duran Duran ci sarà Francesca Michelin, il 16 sarà Jack Savoretti. Oh, there is an Italian, English Italian before your show in Rome. Jack Savoretti is a very
yeah,
good, you know him?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
know
him.
him. He came in my show several times. Poi il 18 sarà a Bari, il 20 saranno a Milano i Duran Duran e il 12 luglio i Duran Duran saranno in Sardegna a Santa Margherita di Pula. Dopo leggerò anche le date internazionali. Nick, first of all, prima di tutto c'è una coincidenza pazzesca che io qui sopra, qui sul tavolo, ho, perché la stiamo facendo digitalizzare, ho la prima cassetta della prima intervista con i Duran Duran. Nick, on my table, as a coincidence, right, it was because I'm digitalizing all the cassettes, I have this,
Mhm.
that it was the first interview, the original
Oh,
cassette.
no!
Yeah,
The Lindsay Hotel in London.
yeah. It was Linz Hotel. It was June the second
Wow.
June at 20:30, 8:30 p.m. This is
Wow.
the original cassette.
I have to say, though, Ronnie, to your great credit, how amazing that you have archived everything and it still exists. Because so much gets lost that is of more value than many things that people keep. So I'm grateful it exists. I dread to think what is on it, but I'm happy it's there.
Yeah, I have all of your archive, but this was incredible. Questa prima intervista, lui dice grazie che tu tieni tutto l'archivio. Questa prima intervista fu fantastica perché io andai a Londra e andai alla EMI, I'm telling what happened, e alla
Yeah.
EMI c'era Jane Potter e lavorava alla EMI e io dissi, io voglio intervistare i Duran Duran e lei mi disse, perché? Dico, perché sono bravissimi, dice, ma sono finiti, perché Planet Earth ha avuto successo, Careless Memories invece non ha avuto successo, sono già finiti, cosa ti interessa? E dici, no, li voglio intervistare. E andai lì e passammo 4 ore insieme. 6 mesi dopo tornai a Londra e andai da Jane Potter e gli dissi, vorrei intervistare i Duran Duran. Chi? I Duran Duran, dice, sei fuori, sono il gruppo numero 1 al mondo. Ah, dico, e allora andai, mi portò alla BBC dove loro registravano Top of the Pops e fu bellissimo. I'm telling what happened because I went,
Now I understand.
did you understand?
Some of it, yeah, certainly about Jane Potter telling us, telling you everything about us and what was going on with Top of the Pops and everything. Yes.
No. They told me that why do you want to interview the Duran Duran? They are finished because Planet Earth was a great hit, but
Exactly,
Careless
and
Memory.
careless memory. Yeah.
Okay, so the first question is this. La prima domanda è questa: perché i Duran Duran sono ancora oggi, diciamo, vivi, attivi e fanno musica fantastica? Why Duran Duran are still now, I think of the 80s, the only group still alive, doing good music, clever things. Why? What happened? Why this?
Well, I'm very happy that we are still here, still around, and that some people feel the music we're doing is still worthy. But there are other acts too. I mean, Depeche Mode are still around, aren't they? U2 are still around. I'm sure there's lots of other people, singers, but For me, I guess I feel with our band that we are a little different than most bands because we're so flexible. We can move with times, and we embrace the future. We don't just try and cling on to something from the past. And a lot of the things about us that work for all of us in the band are that we like a new adventure. We're a team that work together, and something comes along, we say, "Oh, I like that song, and I like that song, and we could do something in our style that's a little bit like that." Then it turns into something completely new. That's what keeps us excited.
Nick ha detto, non siamo gli unici ancora in funzione, cioè che fanno anche i Depeche Mode, gli U2, eccetera. Dice, ma noi probabilmente siamo flessibili, loro vanno avanti, loro creano continuamente, sono curiosi, lavorano in gruppo e creano cose e si eccitano cose. Fra l'altro i Duran Duran hanno fatto questo. Questo è il più bel disco pubblicato, il più originale disco pubblicato nel Record Store Day, che è il Dance Massacre, ed è un disco strano perché poi bisogna vederlo con le luci fluorescenti oppure del telefonino, insomma, è una roba, è tutto un giro, cioè sempre alla ricerca. Ma sono stati i primi a fare un video con l'intelligenza artificiale. You were the first to do a video with the AI, the
Yeah.
artificial intelligence. Yeah. Who is the mind behind all these inventions?
Well, I mean, technology-wise, I suppose I do more than the other band members because I love technology. AI to me was a gift. A lot of people say, "Oh, AI, it's taking over. It's a problem in life." Well, I couldn't look at it like that because whether we like AI or we don't like AI, it's not going anywhere. And we should think of the benefits and the possibilities more than the negativities. Do I like the idea of AI stealing people's music, my music, other artists' music, and taking it and making nasty, cheap versions that are spin off copies? No. But do I like the idea that people can use AI as a creative tool? Yes. The medical world, I think that AI will make a remarkable difference to. Already, having spoken to a few people about the developments, this is going to speed up, hopefully, cures for the most deadly diseases we have. That's incredible that machines can do that and that we now have some control over the machines. Artistically, look, I've only used it for videos. We've not used it for songs. Very deliberately, in that I sort of feel, one, we don't need to, and two, it's not interesting enough yet. When it gets to a point where I'm interested enough in it, then yeah, I would look at that, but I would never replace humans with it. I use it as a tool in the same way that you use new instruments. So yeah, I love things like that. And that disc that you're talking about with the zoetrope, when I knew that that was possible, I wanted to do it immediately because how amazing it looks when it really goes round and you see the movement. It's fun.
Gli ho chiesto chi è la mente dietro a queste invenzioni, perché i Duran Duran hanno fatto questo disco, Zootrope, e su questo disco e chiaramente lui dice sono un po' io perché sono quello più tecnologicamente interessato del gruppo. Questo disco Zootrope, lui ha detto appena ho saputo che era possibile farlo, che vedi tutte queste figure che si muovono, ho detto fantastico. Per quanto riguarda invece l'intelligenza artificiale, loro hanno fatto il primo video di intelligenza artificiale, lui ha detto l'intelligenza artificiale spaventa tanti, dice però c'è e dobbiamo provare a usarla. Attenzione, se l'intelligenza artificiale copierà le mie cose, eccetera, no. L'intelligenza artificiale non mi interessa adesso per fare musica, perché molti fanno brani con l'intelligenza artificiale. l'intelligenza artificiale non mi serve per fare musica, non mi piace per fare musica, però non si dice mai, perché in futuro può darsi che io la posso usare, dipende come si evolverà. L'intelligenza artificiale è molto importante, ad esempio in un caso medico, per i medici, per fare operazioni, per fare queste cose, perché può aiutare parecchio. Ok, listen, let's watch a video. Evil Woman live. Ok?
Okay.
Ok. Evil Woman, Duran Duran live al Madison Square Garden.
New York City, great to be here.
This is Evil Woman! Hey woman, you got the blues, 'cause you ain't got no one else to use. There's an open road that leads nowhere, so just make some miles between here and there. There's a hole in my head where the rain comes in. You took my body and played to win. Ha ha, woman, it's a crying shame, but you ain't got nobody else to blame. Evil woman, evil woman, evil woman, evil woman. Going in from another town, it's some go too hard to settle down. But a fool and his money soon go separate ways, and you find a fool lying in a daze. Ha ha, woman, what you gonna do? You destroyed all the values that the Lord gave you. It's so good that you're feeling pain, 'cause you ain't got nobody else to blame. Train. Evil woman, evil woman. Evil woman, how you done me wrong, but now you're trying to wear a different song. Ha ha, funny how you broke me up. You made the wine, now you drink a cup. I came running every time you cried, but I saw the smiling in your eyes. Ha ha, very nice to know that you ain't got no place left to go. Evil woman, 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 evil woman. She just make me smile, yeah, yeah. Yeah, just stay where you are.
I'm actually starting to enjoy this ghost ship.
Nick, but was it Halloween? Or
Yeah.
all the concert you do like this?
Ah, well, that would be fun, but then we'd be more like Kiss, wouldn't we? It was Halloween. We did a show. How it happened was that when we were being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it was in California, in Los Angeles, and you have to play live on that show, and it goes out to a lot of people live. And so we thought, well, we should perhaps do a couple of shows. We haven't played for a few months. And so we put a couple of smaller venues in Las Vegas, San Diego or something. And one of them, when I saw the schedule, was on the 31st of October. And I thought, it's Halloween. There's no way we're doing a regular show on Halloween. So we should do something special. So I first suggested, why don't we do a few covers of songs that we like, Psycho Killer, Spellbound, things like that. And everybody said, yeah, okay, we could do that. And then I developed it a bit further and started to see what the appetite was. And it grew anyway into this amazing little one-off show that was entirely different, because we played there the night before and it was a regular show. And then suddenly on Halloween, the stage looked different. Everybody was dressed with costumes and makeup, and it was actually so much fun to do that the next year we put the songs out as the record as Dance Macabre. And we thought, well, should we do a show? And I sort of had the foresight to hold Madison Square Garden just in case. And we said, all right, let's go for it. So the production grew 10 times in size, and we played most of that album and some other songs we'd not played and a load of our other ones. And it was kind of an amazing night. So Halloween has become part of our calendar for the moment.
Allora, praticamente è successo questo, che i Duran Duran sono entrati nella Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, hanno fatto dei concerti, alcuni anche in posti piccoli. Quando Nick ha visto che c'era un concerto il 31 ottobre, ha detto Halloween, facciamo una cosa speciale, perché non facciamo delle cover, cioè dei brani che ci piacciono, ad esempio Every Woman come questo, o Psycho Killer dei Talking Heads, e hanno fatto questo. Dopodiché, quella notte, il giorno prima hanno fatto un concerto normale, ma il 31 ottobre era Halloween, si sono divertiti molto a vestirsi così, eccetera. No? Dopodiché questi brani poi sono usciti anche come un disco, e hanno pensato quella roba del Madison Square Garden. So the idea to publish a record with covers like Every Woman was born in that concert.
Yeah, sort of after the concert, really, because we looked at each other and actually smiled and said that was fun. It was so mad and so different. We'd not done anything like it as a one-off. It was a hell of a lot of work for one show, because it was rehearsing sort of 12, 14 new songs that none of us really knew. And we were hanging on by the skin of our teeth, just thinking, oh, let's hope we get through this one. And for Simon, it was a lot of lyrics to take in. And so by the time we'd done it, we thought, well, they sounded pretty good, and we've done our versions of them and worked out the arrangements. Why don't we put them out anyway, and whoever wants to get it can get it. And if it's, if they don't, they don't. So it was really almost an in-between project. But then when we started to do it in the studio, we realized that it was pretty decent. And that's then what led us to say, okay, let's do Madison Square Garden and play the album.
Cioè, sì, c'era già un po' un'idea di fare queste cose, però aver fatto quel concerto a Madison Square Garden ha spinto i Duran Duran poi a fare veramente un disco e a rifare tutto dal vivo al Madison Square Garden. Tutti stanno credendo di reportage. Everyone is asking about a reportage. What's a reportage?
Reportage was an album that we started to make. That was the working title for it, and has remained actually in 2006 with Andy Taylor. So it would have been just slightly before he left, and we then swapped gears and we made the Red Carpet Massacre album with Timbaland and Justin Timberlake. Which was a radically different album than the Reportage album. Reportage was never finished. It was quite close to being finished, meaning I think it was about 12, 13 songs, and maybe 9 of them were finished. So we locked it away in the vault for the last 20 years. And we've often talked about it and said, well, I think it was good. Should we ever put it out? And lots of the fans have asked questions about it. So you don't ask, you don't get. They did ask, they will get. We're going to put it out next year sometime. We're working on it now, but we've decided to keep it pretty authentic. So it's not going to sound like an album we made yesterday. It'll be more like a time capsule from that period.
Allora, il reportage di cui state chiedendo è un album, ma voi lo sapete, ma lo dico per gli altri, è un album che loro avevano iniziato a registrare quando c'era ancora Andy Taylor. Poi Andy Taylor se n'è andato e l'hanno lasciato lì, hanno fatto tutt'altro roba completamente diversa. Però il materiale è molto buono. Allora ci stanno lavorando per pubblicarlo, però attenzione, non come era in origine, come se fosse un disco di ieri, ma come se fosse un disco fatto esattamente oggi. Allora, you are starting an European tour, Nick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm super excited actually because we always like playing shows. We've spent a lot of time playing in North America over the last 10, 15 years, well, over our entire career, because we have a big and very loyal audience there that we're very grateful for. However, we do have a loyal and very good audience elsewhere too. And I'm proud to say a lot of it is in Europe, especially Italy. So we are excited to unleash a little of that energy, some positive energy, I hope, because I think the world right now needs positive energy more than ever. And, you know, we're really a band of optimists, despite whatever the world throws at us. We try to look for the better things and try to lift people's spirits, I hope. When I go to a show, I want to leave the show feeling uplifted. I want to feel that I've shared an experience with the audience and connected some way to an artist that I love. So we're hoping to somehow make that connection with people all over Europe.
Allora Nick ha detto che loro negli ultimi anni hanno fatto molti tour negli Stati Uniti d'America, però hanno una fan base molto forte in Europa, specialmente anche in Italia, e quindi dice torniamo a fare concerti, mi piace fare concerti e dare positività, perché stiamo vivendo un periodo in cui c'è bisogno di positività, e quindi quando alla fine di un concerto io voglio sentire che abbiamo dato qualcosa, abbiamo ricevuto qualcosa, eccetera. Quindi è importante tornare a fare musica dal vivo e tornare in Europa. Le date, ve le dico subito, inizieranno il 3 giugno in Finlandia, poi andranno in Danimarca il 6 giugno, in Belgio il 9 giugno, l'11 in Olanda ad Amsterdam, il 15 come detto a Roma al Circo Massimo, il 16 a Roma al Circo Massimo, il 18 a Bari. You don't have a good remembering of the Bari concert of the
Well, I
1980.
do. It makes me smile, but I have a memory of dear David Zard, the promoter. I was in my room at the hotel, and we were playing a football stadium in Bari, and I thought, great. And I turned on the news, and there is David about to be arrested on television, and of course it was all in Italian, so I didn't understand so much. So I had a friend there and said, what is he saying? It doesn't look good. What's going on? And it was all about the fact that it had been raining, which you don't want in Bari. You don't really want it anywhere at this time of year, but it had been pouring with rain, and the football pitch was saturated, and so they didn't want the fans on the pitch. And we were set up at the end of the stadium. So it meant that the front row was really all the way back in the stands. And of course, there were people at the sides. And he was arguing, no, we must have people in front. and so which would have been my preference too. But anyway, he was creating quite a scene, and the Carabinieri were not looking happy with him, and I thought, oh no. But the show was kind of great, and it was very memorable because of how bizarre it was. So it was us, the stage, and then the front row at the back, and right in front of us, funnily enough, there were a lot of people from the police, ambulances, whatever, because they needed to be there anyway. So they were right at the front.
Allora gli ho detto, visto che tornerà a Bari, dico non è un buon ricordo del tour di Bari. Infatti nel 1987 a Bari successe un casino perché David Zardi cercò di essere arrestato. David Zardi era l'organizzatore allora, e poi cosa succede? Succede che è piovuto, allora non hanno permesso alla gente di andare nel prato, quindi loro sono trovati in una situazione assurda dove loro erano, il palco era in fondo e avevano la gente di fronte, oltre chiaramente a quella di fianco, no? E sotto c'erano soltanto carabinieri, poliziotti, ambulanze, eccetera, ed era una cosa abbastanza surreale perché il pubblico era lontanissimo. Comunque, I go on in your tour. Poi saranno dunque Bari, poi Milano il giorno 20, poi andranno in Germania, Düsseldorf il 24, a Berlino, in Irlanda il 30, in Irlanda Cork il 1, in Inghilterra Exeter il 3, a Chelmsford il 5, il 9 a Marbella in Spagna, il 12 saranno in Sardegna a Forte Arena di Pula. Fantastico. So, I think you are glad to be on the road again.
Well, we always have fun, and I think that when you can travel to great places, meet some interesting people, play some shows, make some other people really happy, hopefully, then it's a win-win, really, Ronnie.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Nick. I'll see you in Rome on the day 16.
I shall look forward to it, and always a pleasure to chat. Until then, buonanotte.
Ciao, Nick.
Ciao.
Let's spend tonight together.